Alright, it's John the Crazy Rose Man again. This is the front of my house. Rose garden. I don't think where to start. It's the front door. I guess we'll start here. Got a couple pots. This one's called Raspberry Cupcake. One of the better roses, I would say. I got it. When I got it, it basically looked like this. A lot of blooms coming up, and the flowers are hot pink, incredibly fragrant. You can see the beetles have been on that one. Pac-Man there. But I bought this a month ago. It just hadn't stopped. It's just been going and going and going. It's already quite large. It's cutting into the Poet's Wife here, which is a David Austin. You can see some blooms. This is one of the most fragrant roses I have, including this one here, this Raspberry Cupcake as well. It's up there, but this one, very fragrant. It's a little floppy. Stems kind of can't support the weight of the blooms, but it's been very aggressively blooming pretty much since I got it, about the same time, a month or two ago. It's about to pop. There's a rosemary tree. Here's one I'm kind of worried about. I just bought it about a week, planted it a week ago. Normally I wouldn't buy something like this anymore, but I didn't have it. It's Gertrude Jekyll by David Austin. It's supposed to be one of their better climbers. But you can tell, even though it's green, it's just not real healthy looking. Leaves aren't standing up straight. I thought maybe once I planted it, it would help. But it's just kind of dull. I don't know. So we'll see. It's going to put some Miracle-Gro in that as well. Try to perk it up. I just watered it. Princess Alexandra Kent, talked about it. This one's about to put out about 4 or 5 tremendous blooms. There's one there, huge blooms. There's Delish, talked about it in the other video. I've got it planted in the back. Couldn't help myself buy another one. I was going to maybe give it to my mom if I go down to the coast, but we'll have to see. Here's a test of the D'Urbervilles. It's a red climber. I mean, this thing is just, ever since I bought it a couple months ago, it's just been tremendous. There's a bloom about to come out, another one. The only bad thing, I guess it's spiky, but just a very hardy rose, and it's in this big planter. I kind of want to take it out, but probably let it go on. It's probably gone too far at this point. They just leave it in, and it's the only thing in the winter time. What do? Roll it in the garage. This is Pope John Paul. This is a white, very fragrant kind of hybrid tea rose. Flowered profusely too. So it's taking a break, but new growth. There you go. So it'll be coming back. This doesn't look like much now. It's a knockout, but it produced one massive bloom, just massive, a few weeks ago. This is Munstead Wood. This is the only rose I've ever bought online. They shipped it, looked like crap. But I planted it, kind of been watering it. I did move it once, and it put out a bunch of growth. Taking a little break. Hadn't bloomed or anything yet, but it's supposed to be one of the most fragrant David Austins there is, so I took a chance on it. There's a knockout rose. There's a Gabriel Oak I just bought. Couldn't help myself. But I may take that to Mobile. We'll see. This, just a stunner right here. It's Earth Angel. Just a stunner, man. Look at that. Cluster of very light pink, mainly white. Incredibly fragrant blooms. Not the most fragrant, but it's up there. Also, it's out in the sun, so yeah, this is got this at Lowe's. You just can't beat that. $25. I think I actually got it for half price. Anyway, just amazing. There's a knockout that's struggling. You can see the leaves aren't perked up. I moved it. It's not the best spot. I'm gonna let it ride a little bit, but I have to move this one somewhere else. I almost moved this one. I'm glad I didn't. Silas Marner. It took it a long time, but it's picked up. Put out some new growth. A couple blooms come in. I think this is a Darcy Bustle, which is a David Austin. It's been okay. I mean, a lot of new growth. I've had to support it, but we'll see. I think it puts out little reddish blooms. I think this is a knockout. This was here when I got to this place. It looked like it was dead, but it came back, and boy, it puts out some amazing blooms. Not many. What it does put out, very large red, very striking for a knockout, if that's what it is. So on this little aisle, there's a camellia I'm trying to save. I can't remember what that is. I've got 5 climbers on this wall here, and some new roses I'm going to do something with. But 5, these are Pilgrims by David Austin. They bloom pretty profusely. About a week or so ago. Blooms don't last terribly long, but I'd say they're quite fragrant, and see a lot of new growth coming up. So excited about these. The only problem, I think, we're running out of time for sun. This north-facing wall, they're not going to get any sun probably about a month, 2 months from now. So short growing season. This is a fragrant plum. Just bought it, and as the name suggests, it's very fragrant. So I was thinking I was going to take this to Mobile. Definitely going to take that to Mobile if I go. Lady of Shalott. Not the greatest specimen, but it does have new growth. So I think it will flower once it's potted. This is a Showbiz. So that one in the back I had, I got for free. This is what it'll look like one day. This one looked a lot better a few weeks ago. All of a sudden, all the leaves turned yellow and fell off. But it'll come back. Silas Marner by David Austin. Put this here as an afterthought. Again, these were really struggling when I got them, and really growing now. It put out some nice pink blooms, very fragrant. One of the better David Austins. This is another Pilgrim climbing rose. This one's just, the minute I planted it, I got it on sale for $20. It's already 5 feet tall. Put out a lot of blooms. 2 Litchfield Angels, which are David Austins, with a little fern in between them. So this is a shady path, especially this part. It only gets a few hours of sun. But I noticed this Litchfield did well. There was something else here that was not doing good, so I moved it and put the other Litchfield. And it looks poor, but I noticed today a little bit of new growth down here. That's all you gotta see. See it right there. So it likes it. This is a Stilby, kind of a companion plant for another David Austin. It's a Roald Dahl. Again, for shade, it's supposed to be one of the better ones. This is a similar rose, I think, to Roald Dahl. This is Nye Bevan. One of the better ones for flowering, and that has certainly been the case. Since I planted it 2 weeks ago, it has not stopped flowering, and producing new blooms, just vigorous. It's Claire Austin, which I just moved here, and the minute I moved it, it started to pop some new growth, so that's good to see. Made the right choice. That's another random kind of knockout. I think it'll be like this one, pink. This one put out some real pretty blooms. Then when I moved it, they're more average. I think it's a knockout. Claire Austin by David Austin. I was a little apprehensive planting this here. There's a drainage pipe that runs alongside, so there's limited space. I don't think I had anything to worry about. This thing's not stopped blooming since I planted it. And you can see new growth, more blooms. And another Claire Austin. I mean, look, this is a beautiful flower right here. Same thing. Just Claire puts out, and she just puts out for you with lots of blooms. This one, this is Harlow Carr by David Austin, not one of my faves. You can see how thorny it is. One good thing about David Austin is mostly not thorny. It's not the case on this one. This one's also supposed to be incredibly fragrant, and it's not. And it's supposed to flower, and it has flowered pretty good, but I don't see a lot of new growth. So we'll see. I moved it. This is the second time I moved it. So this is a better spot. A little more sun. We'll see what happens. Another Claire Austin. Again, I've got 7 of these. Just doing amazing. This one's struggling, Silas Marner, but it's got some new growth finally. I've been watching it. Taking a long time. I had it in a bad spot. It wasn't at its best anyway when I bought it. I got it real cheap. So, looks like it's going to come back. That's one of the best for health. I can definitely see that. This one says it's one of the best for health too. This is Eustacia Vi. I have one in the back that's just a profuse bloomer. This one not so much. I potted it to start with. And I don't know if I just put it in the wrong spot. I don't know, but anyway, I moved it to this spot. Again, this drainage pipe is next to it, but it's perked up already. Got a bloom and some new growth, so good sign. This is one of the few that haven't done anything. Teasing Georgia, literally hadn't done anything since I got it. Maybe it's in a better spot now, but we'll see. It's supposed to climb. Honeysuckle, wisteria, jasmine vine. There's another knockout that produces those peony-sized blooms that are orange. But just one. It might only be one a summer. This is Tess of the D'Urbervilles. This is my weakest one, which kind of sucks because it's in the most visible spot. But it's still doing alright. It's produced a few blooms. And another one coming. It's growing. It's just not doing as good as that one in that barrel. But maybe one day. Here we got a Claire Austin. This one's perking up. Kind of taking a break. But it's perking up again. You can see new growth everywhere. This has been pretty good. Olivia Rose, Austin. All my other ones are in the back. This one's probably been the best one. It's got new growth. And this Gabriel Oak is perking up. I don't like where it is. I think soil gets waterlogged here. But it is supposed to be one of the best ones for health. So I think it'll handle it. And it's producing new growth, so. There's Lady Shalott. This one's been good since I planted it here. Let's see. I think I had it in a pot and moved it. Can't remember now, but anyway, just had a amazing orange bloom, and it's been flowering. It sucks right now. Both my Lady of Shalotts have no flowers to show. It's one of the prettiest flowers. A little unique with the apricot / orange, but guess that's it. And there's the path again. I do have a couple out here. Probably not gonna walk out here, but kind of shy. But this one, Golden Celebration, David Austin. Boy, I bought it, planted it in this sunny spot out here. It's just gone bonkers ever since I bought it and planted it. So, and we got a rose out by my mailbox here. Barely see it. Neighbor went by. Grand Dame. It's a hybrid tea. Weeks rose. It's in a tough spot out there. It gets about 12 hours of sun right now. I've had to water it a ton, and it's just bloomed and bloomed and bloomed. And now it's taking a break. I don't see any new growth either, so gotta watch that one close. There's another Teasing Georgia out there, which has done nothing. And some Nandinas when I moved the azaleas. One of which looks like it's dying. I put some extra water on it today. It's been real dry and hot this week. And that's going to continue. I'm hoping we get a little shower today, but that's the thing with these, planting a lot of these roses, because I've kind of gone into the late spring. If you don't keep up with watering at least every other day, but even every day, kind of need to do it every day to see some flowers. You're going to lose your gains. It's like working out. You lose your gains if you miss a couple days, and if you miss a whole week, everything could die. It's one of my pet peeves. You go to Lowe's or Walmart, and they have some good roses there if you look. They're trying to up their game. I mean, I got Earth Angel at Lowe's, Delish. Those are good roses. They have a few other. Bolero's a pretty good one. Moonlight Romantica, and they have the Raspberry Cupcakes available there too. So they got some good ones, and then they just don't freaking water them. And but I did, I went to a Lowe's that was watering and saw this one, so I was like, oh. Anyway, I guess that's enough. Probably post these to the website and let you view them. All right.